So today we have a very special guest all the way from Queensland, Australia.
Yeah.
And you booked this for a long time, so I'm doing a special one-to-one video for you, and you will be on YouTube. So Byron, can you just introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Byron. I've been doing bonsai for just a little bit, and
Okay.
really
Fascinated by it. You love plants?
I love plants.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes from my mother and
Okay,
my
great.
parents, but yeah.
So I always envy people in tropical climate because the plants grow so fast and the ficuses grow so fast, and you can also grow junipers and things, having seen what they do in Taiwan. But let's give you a very simple workshop. I don't know what level you are at. So we will do about 3 or 4 projects, all within the space of 2 hours. Now you've seen me do these. So many of these projects are simple because you got to have an eye to see the potential of trees.
Yes.
So when you look at a tree like that, first thing we do is to take it out of the pot, and there you go. If you photograph against the white background, you may get a better picture. So I usually advise people that as long as you start showing the trunk, can you see? Just remove some of the soil.
Yeah.
You remove the trunk, then you begin to see a tree. Whereas if you get it covered by soil and don't see the trunk, then you don't see what potential there is. So straight away you can see the trunk, and with just a bit of wire, we will try and get something out of this. So the secret of bonsai is always to see the potential. Every tree has potential. So as long as you can see the potential, you will be well away. So how's your wiring skills? Not bad? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, great. So let's wire a couple of the principal branches
Yeah.
and give it a shape. So I will start it off and then you can complete it. Try not to trap these little shoots and twigs. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to do this, these two. Okay. All right. If you complete it, I'll go and see if the coffee is ready.
Perfect. I think that's not too bad.
Yeah, let's have a look. Okay,
Yeah.
if you put it on, yeah, your wiring is very neat. Very neat.
Thank you.
Okay, so with a shape like this, because it's already leaning, I think we can do it like a semi-cascade. That means one branch going down and another going up like that. And then the rest is clearing the debris.
Yeah.
As you can see, although this is a small plant, there is more than you need over here. A lot of these little twigs we probably won't need. So I'm showing the trunk even more. Do you get material like this back home?
It's pretty hard to find.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Do you look in garden centers to see what they sell?
Yeah, Bunnings actually. Yeah.
Oh.
There's lots of. Oh, okay.
People used to beg me to go there to teach, but because when you're trying to set your business up, visiting and teaching is not a priority. You see?
Of course. Yeah.
I think a lot of people go for their own kudos to see, to show how good they are and all that. But for us, it was really getting the business going. So
How long have you been open here, Peter?
I've been here, this is my 38th year.
Oh wow.
So it was my hobby that I turned into business.
Love that. Now, with the semi-cascades, I was told that the trunk line should be at 45 degrees when you pot it? Is it?
No,
Or?
as long as it looks right. It may
Okay.
happen to be 45.
Yeah.
See, it's got to be hanging like that.
Yeah.
And all cascades and semi-cascades have to have a little head That's the trick. Huh? Don't just let it go down. I know it's possible, but if you have a head, it gives more balance to the bottom part, which is cascading down.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see.
And then, if you have time, you can wire some of these smaller branches
Just,
and refine it a little more. So that, see, this is nice from this side as well.
yeah.
Either
yeah.
side is nice. And then this is a pad.
Yes.
That has to be in like a triangular shape.
Yeah.
You see how it comes? And that is how we do our... See, that's quite nice from this side.
That's good, yeah.
Huh?
I actually prefer that side.
Yeah? Okay, so to show that it's not a fluke, why don't you do another one? You can have both of them. You can have both of them.
Oh, yeah, cool.
One for each of the ladies. Okay.
Thank you.
Now with this one, you see this one, it's
Yeah.
got this long branch here.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think we can use that one?
Definitely.
Huh? Okay, so why don't we wire these two like that?
Yep.
Okay. Maybe use this slightly. Again, be careful not to trap the branch. I'm using a slightly thicker wire. Sometimes using a thicker wire gives you quicker results, but don't be tempted to use wire which is excessively thick, because then it can damage the trunk. You know. Okay, I'll let you complete this one. Yeah. Let's see how we go. Okay, take that. Shorten it. Just shorten it. Of course, being a small tree, you have to keep trimming it, otherwise it gets out of control, you know. This is the pad. See, using the thick wire makes it a little bit easier, as I say. Okay, how about that, huh?
Yeah.
It's all made by yourself. So let's put these two trees up for you. Put a little bit of wire in there.
Will you change the soil media? When
Not,
putting it, or
I'm
just
not too worried, because
Yeah.
these are young plants. You know,
Yeah.
young plants, they're not fussy about soil. It's only when you get to much older plants that we use our standard mix, which is a more gritty mix.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
put a lot of these Japanese Akadama soils,
Gotcha.
but anything gritty is fine.
Yeah, in Australia, we can't have it with our soil mix. We can't have it too free flowing, otherwise the plants dry out too much. You have to
Is
do
it?
it a few times a day. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you don't put so much grit in it. do
Not
you?
so much grit. No.
Yeah, exactly. See, a lot of people follow slavishly what people do in Japan. It
Yeah.
doesn't follow, you know. You got to observe what works in your country. You know, what works in your country is not what works in Japan. And they will follow. See how easy it is to make?
Yes.
Huh? And then we can do this one. Again, I'll give you this pot. Maybe you get it potted in the correct angle. So the small plants, they dry out quick, so you got to tell your dear friends that you gotta make sure it doesn't dry out.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Are these plastic? These ones?
Yeah, they're plastic.
Oh, cool.
They come from Taiwan. In fact.
Yeah.
This one. You see this is what we call the traditional Christmas tree. And not all trees have to be bent in a curly way. So if we just make this a straight tree, maybe a twin trunk tree, yeah?
Yeah.
And get a bonsai out of it. So how would we start? If I'm going to be faced with a situation where there's a twin trunk, so we'll make it a twin trunk. But then we will separate it a little bit so that you can see the trunks better. And then we've got to choose the branches. Maybe I suggest if we clear everything from below here, because when the branches come down, it will be hanging like this. So again, the secret is to show the trunk. Huh?
Yeah.
If you show the trunk, immediately it begins to look like a tree. So why don't you cut all these branches off from here, and then we will start. Work fast.
Thank you. So
Okay, now we will get you to do some wiring. Okay, so if I'm going to wire these two trunks, let me see how you would do it. There's no right and wrong way. There's always a efficient way.
Actually,
Yes? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, very good, very good. Yes.
I haven't given that enough food.
It's only to separate the tree. Okay. Like that, that's sort of spacing. Thank you. You see already it's looking like a tree, yeah? Don't clear too many, but we will then gradually proceed. As we go up, we find two branches and then we see if it is right, and then we wire it in place like that. Like that, see? So concentrate on one side first, and then we will give you the right grade of wire to wire this. So these are thin branches. So thin branches, we probably don't need such thick wire, but on the other hand, if we use wire which is too thin, it will not hold. So when you do this branch, I'm trying to see which is the most efficient way of doing it. I want to go up the trunk. Okay, like that. You see, you got to follow the path of this wire. That's so you don't crisscross it like that. Yeah? And then I think this wire should hold because these branches are pretty thin. You've got to have space between the branches. So let me see how you think. You've got to place it in position and see, do you need that or do you need this? See, if you use this, then do I need this? These can probably go. You see, so there's a choice to be made. You can put some in the front, otherwise it gets too bad. Now let's see how you decide.
It's a test.
Too close, but that, no, this can be all right. This can be taken off. This can be taken off, but you can use this one. That doesn't show.
This one?
Because this is going to be the front.
Yeah.
Take this one off.
Yeah.
So you don't need that one.
Yeah.
That one you can keep and wire with someone there.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need three here. So I think we can probably take both these off.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you place it back in position and see how it relates. And if it looks okay, then that's fine. Okay, so now we got to match this with something else, or you can link these two together. Although this has been wired already, you can still link it to give it an anchor. So why don't you do this one? That means just give a small anchor here and then wire this branch. So maybe you can wire these two together. These
Yeah,
two?
okay.
Okay, with the thin one. Yeah. Yeah, always place in position before you go to the next step. Were you able to learn something about how you decide on branches and all?
Definitely. Definitely. That approach of You know, setting one and then moving up slowly, step
Yeah.
by step.
But you also have an overall design view in mind, how you reach the eventual design,
Yeah.
but it's doing it step by step. So this is a fairly difficult tree, not a single trunk, but a twin trunk. Usually twin trunk trees, people don't know what to do with it. So this is the ultimate test. Very complicated tree. I've done some on YouTube video, but every tree is different. So if you look at it close, you see how congested the tree is. Of course, one of the benefits of having a tree with a lot of branches is that you have a lot of choice. If you have a tree with hardly any branches, you have no choice, isn't it? So although it may be challenging and complicated, it is what we call a blessing in disguise. So the first thing I can assure you is that although it looks congested, it's got a beautiful trunk. All these Picea nidiformis, we call it, needle Picea, is to take it out of the pot. That is the fundamental thing with most bonsai projects. And then we try to scrape away to find a good root base and to show the trunk as much as possible. So if you tease away, I'll leave you to do it, tease away and expose as much of the trunk as possible, and then we will start from that.
All the roots. Look at that.
Take trunk. Look at that. Look at that. Huh?
Marvelous.
Okay, so where do we start from here? What I'm looking for is a possible leader. So one of these long shoots is going to be the leader. I don't know which one, maybe this one or that one. And we're going to use thin branches rather than thick branches to wire. I will have a look to see. Usually if you look at the base, there's always one side that looks better than the other. See, as you turn it, you will see straight away, like this side is quite nice, but this side is not so nice. Can you see? It's thinner. So even the trunk, shape of the trunk can have a bearing on how the tree looks. Now, because there's so much congestion, so if that's a possible leader, what do you think I can take off to emphasize that?
This leader here?
Yeah, if I'm going to keep that.
This one here. Oh no, this.
Yes,
Maybe.
absolutely right. This one you're touching.
Yeah, this
Okay. Why don't you cut that off? So it's this one you're taking off, huh? This one. Cut it roughly. We can always refine the cut. Yeah. So again, it's trying to create a shape. Huh? So again, method of elimination. As you eliminate, you will find that the solution sorts itself out. Okay, if we use that as the leader, there are other thick branches here. That one I'm not so sure that we will need. This one here.
Yeah.
So, you see, that one can probably be taken off. So we just cut it roughly there. I think taking these bold decisions to cut is the most daunting for people. Okay, so you can see how the shape is beginning to emerge. You're getting a tall leader there,
Yeah.
and there's some more thick unnecessary ones there. So possibly these thick ones, one of these can go, one or both of these can go.
One of these two.
Yeah, like that one can go and that one can go.
So
Maybe cut it there.
Can I cut it down here?
Yeah,
or-
yeah, cut it down from there. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Now let us consider the next step. I'm now going to prop it up in a pot just to see if I can change the angle. Like so. Now if this is going to be the front or possible front, I don't want any branches sticking up
Yes.
right in front of your eye, even this side, because if that is the back, this can also be a front. See, what is the back could be the front, so we can either use this side or that side. Again, I'm not too worried about these thick branches because I can use thinner branches. Be very careful what I'm doing because now I don't want to cut the wrong one. Okay. Okay, this is going to be the front. This is jutting out straight in front of your eye,
Yeah.
poking you in the eye. So let's get rid of this one. So you can see the shape emerging like that. You can see like that and that. And that possibly, that like that. Can you see like that?
I can.
Can you
yes.
see?
Yes. Yeah.
Like this going up this way, and you can use these two branches like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gradually beginning to show itself. Now there are quite a few thick branches that I can get rid of. I don't want to keep making driftwood or gins for the sake of making gin. This one off,
Yes.
this one, right close. Very nice.
Yeah.
And have a look at it to see how the shape of the tree is forming. Okay. Okay, this also I don't think we need. This stub.
Oh, what?
This one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. With the branch cutter again. Yep. Get rid of this one. Close like that.
Yeah. Clean it up a little bit.
Okay, great. I'm now faced with a quite critical decision as to whether to use these thick branches or to use these thin branches to make the tree, make the bonsai. Remembering that if you use thinner branches, it emphasizes the thickness of the trunk much more. If you use thick branches, the contrast between the trunk and the branches is such that it won't make the trunk look so thick. So if I keep this branch, the trunk won't look so thick, but if I use these thin branches, it makes the trunk look thicker. You get the idea?
I do. Yes.
Okay, so that is my thinking. I think there are enough thin branches. Okay, I won't. Right, okay. Now we're going to take a very critical decision. Let's get rid of that thick one.
Okay.
Get rid of that thick one. Trust me. You can see the shape of the trunk. We've got this line and this line. So we've got a very nice line coming up. And if I do that, I can get a lovely line. Lovely line to the tree. So you can see now we removed those extraneous branches so we can see a single trunk.
Yes.
Can you see the single trunk coming up?
Yes.
What I want to do is to give the top a little bit of a twist to make the top more interesting. Okay. There's still a lot of thick branches. That is very thick. So maybe I might need some back branch. No, what the hell? Let's get rid of it completely.
Cool.
Get rid of this completely. This one.
Yeah.
We're getting
Just
rid of
the
it
one,
from
yeah.
there. You see the logic. We're getting rid of thick branches and keeping thin branches. So it still hasn't affected it. It's in fact cleared it so much. You begin to see the trunk line. See, can you see how the trunk line has appeared? And now we're going to start doing some wiring to give more interest to the top. But I think we can start wiring some of these. Okay, I'm going to do a little jiggery pokery at the top. So let me get some thickish wire to wire that. This Picea nidiformis, many people are afraid of tackling them because they look so complicated to begin with. Many people don't know where to start from. Can you see that lovely twist we've got there?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And now it's just a question of choosing the right branches. Okay, now that is usable. I don't want to clutter the front too much. So, see, there's still a lot of trunk below. But you can't take this back to Australia.
I wish.
But of course, many people don't realize why it's dangerous to take plants in, isn't it? Because you can introduce all sorts of strange diseases and pests which the host country doesn't have. So many people are very boastful. They say, oh, I smuggled this tree in, but they're not doing plant health any good. There's always a reason for everything. Okay, so you can see the shape now. See, it's almost obvious that your tree is there. Huh? Your tree is there. Okay, so these are the two branches. They match each other in thickness. So why don't we wire this and this to begin with? Now let me find the right grade of wire. This. Okay, now you can wire this one.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Did you expect it to turn out like this?
No, this is yeah.
Every time I work on these trees, it invariably comes out nice. There's seldom any occasion when they have stuff from the front. In fact, this is nice either side, isn't it? This
That's
side or
nice
that
too.
side.
Yeah.
Both sides are nice. Both sides are nice. That side is nice too. If we just remove some of these unwanted ones. That's too low.
Okay,
Where it's
yeah.
too low because I want to show the trunk. So this is one of those trees that look nice from either side. Either side nice. So I'm trying to make the pads more triangular. Okay. Now, if you look at this, do you think you need this?
No.
No, absolutely right. You're taking all the right decisions. Because we want space between the branches. That can be made into a little bit of driftwood. This can be used if you wish to make it look more full. Otherwise it could become too sparse looking. Okay, now I got to ask myself, honestly, I know that I said it may look too sparse looking. Do I want it looking so dense? Be honest. Do I need this or not?
I don't think so.
Don't it? Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. There you are. Lost nothing, isn't it? You see how elegant the tree looks now? Absolutely elegant.
Wow.
Huh? You didn't think it would turn out like that, huh?
That looks great. Yeah.
I did one not so long ago for another one-to-one class, and I kicked myself not recording it because that turned out very nice too. But as I said, I've never ever had disappointment from this material. They always turn out nice. Okay, so that we want a few at the back, otherwise it looks too sparse. Okay, I don't want to go too crazy. Okay, I can bring this back like that to give a little twist, don't you think?
Yes.
That would look nice. So the best way to do is perhaps to wire this one and that one together, those two,
Okay. Yeah.
like that, you see, so you get a balance.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's give you some wire. Okay, if you kindly wire to the top here and
Yes.
wire this one with this wire. It'll soon be done. How about that, huh? I will keep that, otherwise it become too big. We wire these two together. Yeah, that will do it. Yeah. These two.
And then which two? This one.
These two.
Yep.
These two. This.
Oh, yeah. So this
Yeah.
one. Take this to this side. Again, if we wire this one to this one, this one to this one. Nice. And then this one, I think we need it because if you don't need it, you don't have enough depth at the back. So we wire this one also. So for that one, I need a slightly thicker wire, maybe. So this one, I think I can take it up the trunk. I always need to anchor something. So I'm going to anchor with this one. Use that branch. And then, it's difficult to figure out how to go around because I want to follow the path of the existing wire. Like so. Is just shaping the tree. So there you are. You like that?
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay. Again, we will be complete. Let's get coffee. Big root I want to keep, but I just want to take it.
Yeah. I'm not too sure if we have these in Australia.
No, I think where you are,
Yeah.
it may be too warm for them to live.
Yeah.
I think in Hobart or somewhere like that.
Oh
it's
yeah.
cooler.
Yeah.
What's the winter temperature like in Melbourne?
In Melbourne, it gets pretty low under
Oh.
under 0, but
Can they grow maples? I think they can.
yeah, they
right?
can. Yeah, that's
Japanese maple.
yes, yeah, all the maples. Wow, yeah. In Queensland, I'd say the lowest it sort of gets is around where we are, about 8 degrees. I've been told by some people after potting submerge them in water to pull the air bubbles out. Or is that?
Well, no, not really. It's a very cold, and if it was in the summer, yes.
Oh, okay.
But here we are.
No worries.
If you get very hard frost, then just give it some protection.
Gotcha.
But in this country, we don't get severe winters anyway. So there you are.
Wonderful.
That's a, take a
Yeah,
picture.
yeah, of
There you are.
course.
Yeah, have a look. Okay. So this was a really complicated tree. The others we also did. So we did 3 junipers, and then the twin trunk Picea, all in the space of 2 hours. All these lovely projects. Hope you learned something, Byron.
Of course.
Yeah?
That was awesome. Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you. Yeah.
So, would you like to be in the video as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. I hope you enjoyed your trip.
Yeah.
But as I said, because you're here over the Christmas, New Year, come again if you have the time,
Yes.
and I will give you another workshop pro bono as part of this course. So you've had all these trees, we'll teach you
Excellent.
something even more complicated.
Thank you.
So enjoy your Christmas, and we will see you again, hopefully. Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you.